it's tough. Reason we're watching this, anyone who lives under a rock or doesn't follow OpTic, they dropped their Halo team, and there seems to be a lot more issues behind the scenes than just them dropping the team. Looking at a business standpoint, it's rather smart. Get out of a league or a game in which it's dying. There there doesn't seem to be much dev support, regardless if MLG was going to step in and try to save it, which I don't think they could. It was dead at that point. At this point, uh, you're seeing really what's a dying scene. It's a smart business decision, and if anyone says otherwise, they don't understand basic business. And after all, now new OpTic, corporate OpTic, they're a business. It's not it's not like the old days. They're a business now, and they have people to respond to. They have to show a profit, or they have to make enough money to keep the investors happy. That's a business. Is it really upsetting you're dropping a two-time Halo national champion winner or world championship winner? Yeah, it's really fucking like it's stupid, but seeing that the game's dying, it makes sense. But I more or less want to focus in less on them just dropping the Halo team and more of what issues might be hiding behind these. And some of them the community has come to uh, just agree with. They've pointed them out, and it's fairly simple. There's a lot of, I don't want to say hate, but the management has really kind of gave the console esports teams the shaft in a sense, where they're not really included in much. You're seeing a lot more of CS, not really CS, OpTic Halo, or excuse me, OpTic League and OpTic Overwatch are like they're two babies now, and you kind of that old guy that's been with you since since day one, and you had to let him go. That's kind of how the console esports players are feeling, especially the COD team. I mean, this is OpTic is COD. You can't look at it any other way. Being being the current state of COD, would I be surprised if the team isn't dropped next year? I honestly wouldn't be surprised. There's a good chance, especially this year, World War II has been a complete letdown. Uh, I say they give it at least into Black Ops 4, being that that was announced today. I just don't see it possible. And then Gears of War, I could see them being released within the next year. Although that seems to be growing very slowly, I just don't think it's enough to please investors and to keep them on board, which is insane. I mean, if I'm any lower tier org that could manage to pay these guys, I would scoop them up in a second. Because both Halo, well, heck, well, not really to say COD, because COD team is having their issues. But I would say Halo and Gears, they're respectively they're the best team in the game right now. Top two. I'd argue the COD guys are top four. Just depending on how they come out. But if I'm the console guys, I'm expecting to be released from the OpTic brand. I'm not even going to say team because I mean at that point the team's just going to be dissolved. I mean if they like each other, they can stick together. I wouldn't be surprised if the COD team goes out ahead of the curve though. If things continue to not go necessarily the way they expect them to. Uh, don't like I said, not sure if there's anywhere out there that wouldn't accept them with arms wide open. Excuse me, sorry. Uh, I mean, this it's sad to see someone who's been watching since Black Ops 2. Uh, where's the org gone? You don't get the same sense anymore. And I'm gonna going back to his little rant video. I'm not gonna touch on much of that because that entire thing was really just kind of like an entitled pity me thing. But he did mention he doesn't get to act like himself in his vlogs, which if I were him and that's truly something that like is hindering my content creation, I would be moving away from OpTic and I wouldn't be surprised. Uh, although, you know, it's Twitter interactions and people do it jokingly to get people riled up, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't go and join Nate under the 100 Thieves because I think it was on Beyond the Rift. Nate was talking about how Quicken Loans and that sponsor really let them. Maybe it was a stream earlier today. I can't remember, but they really let them kind of be themselves and not put too many restrictions on like their videos. You want to represent a brand, I would want to represent that one because I mean, what you have one esports team there, and that's League of Legends, and it's one of the better teams in the league. Where optics is kind of shit, but I'll save that for a different video on why they're garbage. Because I believe rather strongly about why they suck, but there, as the standard optic fan, I wouldn't anything go. It's free for all. It's free for all now. I mean, I'd take everything you read with a grain of salt until something official's written. But for right now, I think that anything is possible. I think the COD team moving is possible. I think the Gears team moving on is possible. I think the just dropping of every console esports to focus on PC on Overwatch and League is possible. But at what point are you going to put what's best for business over what's best for a brand? I just don't. Wow, that sounded like some WWE shit. That was like what, circa 2015 or just in 2015 in general, the what's best for business for any wrestling fans out there. I just don't think I'm going to blindly give my support to an org that is now corporate. It's plain and simple as that. You hate to say it, and you know people will sit there. Well, you're not a true fan. Well, what I was a fan of is no longer here. It's gone. I don't know. I don't know any other way to describe it. It's just gone. What was once OpTic is gone. That feeling I got when I watched them gone. That feeling, you know, sitting down taking a couple hours on my day watching everyone's videos, that's gone. I don't feel, and you know Bo's touched on it in his rant video. They don't feel natural, and I mean the vlogs really don't feel natural at all anymore. Uh, I don't know. As far as what I think they should do, I think that those who aren't happy, I think they need to, well, like you do in any job, go to management and complain. But at this point, I don't think the ones who are having the issues, I mean, they're expendable. I mean, to go off for Hitch, I think he's expendable, and I think if he even speaks out, he's gone. If he does any more crazy shit like he did with that one video, I think he's gone. Uh, is there a spot for him on another org doing the job that he wants to do? More than likely, he's proven he's what the videographer of the year, esports videographer of the year, or something like I can't remember the exact award, but it's it's things like that it's kind of sad. You have someone who won a award for their job that they did for you, and yet you're gonna try to turn them into a corporate monkey, which is insane. Granted, I'm not saying Hitch is the best at what he does, but he has his finger on the pulse of the fans, and I think that's one of the greatest things about him is he really understands what the fans want to see and how he can portray any situation that's going to get the best reaction out of the fans, whether that be any form of emotion like excitement or sadness or I mean, you think iconically that formal moment after champs sitting on the ground, that's an iconic moment that Hitch saw, he captured, and he really just with timing made that an iconic moment. He understands because he has the pulse on what fans understand, what they want. I don't think I don't think a corporate suit would understand that quite as much as him. Not saying that the new series aren't good. I think they're from a cinematic point, they do look rather nice. They are rather well put together, but I just don't think they can have that same touch that Vision had when it was Hitch's baby. So, as far as anything else goes, for Optic, it would honestly surprise me if they retain any of their console teams. Like I've said before, if I'm these teams, I'm looking for another org. To be quite honest, I'm looking for an org who wants me and who respects the title that I compete in. Uh, that's my personal opinion, but from a business standpoint, this whole dropping of the Halo team makes sense. I look at the look at the World Championships, where as hell like I don't know if I can pull up the. I'll try to find the picture and edit it in here, but like fucking that picture of the fucking Halo Championships, and it's just like there's the sign and the fucking balloons out in front, and it looks like it's like a 12-year-old's birthday party or some shit. It's just like, oh hey, we're competing for money here, and like they had what I think if I remember correctly, they had fucking bleachers for seating at this event. Like, okay, whatever. They clearly don't care anymore, and I maybe there's a comeback in the next Halo. Uh, hopefully we get teased something. This is about what Halo 5 came out 3 years ago in 2015. Hopefully we'll get a tease and something slated for release early spring 2019, if not fall. More than likely fall 2019, because I don't think there's ever been a spring Halo release. But it should be interesting seeing what becomes of OpTic now. Uh, but I'm really close to not really caring about it as much anymore. It used to be something that I'd come home, watch videos, watch vlogs, turn on streams. Am I still gonna? Okay, I said streams and vlogs and everything. Am I still gonna go and watch a Frosty stream or a Lethal Kappa if he ever streams again? Yeah, I'll go and I'll watch him stream. But like, say the COD team leaves, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch their streams because I like the player, and that's kind of really the route you almost have to take as an esports fan because of how frequently rosters change. Is you have to be a fan of the player and not the team. But this COD team has made it really easy to like them. But that's gonna be it. Uh, I would love to hear. Actually, it was this event, this championship. I think it was. But I'd like to hear from you guys. Just anyone. What's your guys' opinion on this? I think a lot of us share the common understanding of it's a business and this is what's best for business. But on the other hand, as the fan, a lot of us are upset. There isn't clarity from the org with the fans and some of these decisions made. and the corporate optic is ruining the optic we know and love. But again, I'm sorry, I'm shitty at anything I do with YouTube. I just kind of wanted to rant a little bit and kind of get what I think is going on, what I believe is the issue. But besides that, love to hear from you guys. Comment down below. Feel free at me on Twitter if you want to talk. I'd love to actually get in Discord and chat with other Optic fans. Uh, Twitter, all that will be down below. Thanks for watching. See ya.